Hello, Marion Spurgeon here, coming back to you today with a thought of the day. And today we're going to talk about the importance of not seeing yourself through other people's eyes, unless you want to. And this reflection was spawned by a post that I saw an artist that I follow post. I'm going to just pull it up here on the screen, and you can see 14 years as a full-time musician, and I still play gigs where I make $0 and get talked over. All the ones with self-respect have already quit, but not me. And you can hear the frustration in this person's tone. You can see how it just feels like a slap in the face when you devoted your heart and soul to something and people don't respect it. And I can deeply relate to this. And I wanted to share that I think also we can get a little bit up in our heads about why people don't respect us. And sometimes if we're just locked in our own perspective, we can get it wrong too. So I had a friend who transitioned from being a high-end call girl to being she was working with government secrets, right? And she said, wow, you know what? I thought that my clients were being jerks to me because of my work, because they didn't respect women or they did not respect women in my line of work. But then I took this job and I work with that type of person all the time in a different context now. And I can see very clearly that it's not that they don't respect me, it's that they don't respect anyone. And that's just how they are. And I just thought that was beautiful because it really highlights the importance of not taking things personally. Byron Katie does have that line of inquiry where you would just ask, is this true? Is this true? Recently, I met someone who had only known me online up until the point that we met. And when we met, I guess through no fault of my own, he had built me up into this thing that I was just, maybe almost more than a person. And when he met me and realized that I'm just a person, he was a little disappointed. And he related a story about how Zig Ziglar had an interaction with one of his fans. The fan met him and was just totally upset that that was all there was to Zig Ziglar. And Zig Ziglar was just like, yeah, I'm not on the stage. I'm not fluffing the crowd. I'm just, this is what I look like when I'm standing around. And I think he told me that story because he just wanted me to know that everyone is human, even Zig Ziglar. He was like kind of comparing me to Zig Ziglar. I have a card that I wanted to bring into this. This is the Five of Swords. And you can see in this card that there's almost like three faces of the woman. And you can see that there's also a mask. And the traditional meaning, or one of the traditional meanings of the Five of Swords, can be betrayal. But when I see this card, I think about how we betray ourselves when we front a mask, when we front a version of ourselves that other people will find pleasing, or when we find ourselves in situations where we feel like we have to be a different way than we are in order to get by. And ultimately, that's not as good for ourselves, for sure. It can hurt our self-esteem when we're mismatching what we're presenting with how we feel inside. And then secondly, it's not even really good for other people to take responsibility for how they respond to us. And actual situations where I certainly don't want to make it seem like I'm dismissing the fact that sexism and racism and classism and all the isms and all the oppression and all the power dynamics and all the things that make us feel like we can't be the way that we are inside, all of those things do exist. All of that is real. I want to say all of that is real. And also, all of that can be challenged too. So those are the two things that we can hold. All of those things can be challenged. And then I also brought this strength card, where this woman is looking into the face of the lion. She's looking into the face of the lion, and she's seeing it for who it is. And she's also allowing herself to be seen by it and finding herself safe, even though it is threatening. She's taking off the mask, and also she's seeing herself through the eyes of that lion. So that's something for you to think about today. That's something to think about. How are you seeing yourself? And also just the idea that how other people treat us has more to do with how they are than how we are. I hope that was helpful, and I hope that you tune in for more.